Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane back again with another amazing All American video. And in this video, I am breaking down episode 5 from season 1. It seems like y'all are enjoying these season 1 breakdowns. Shout out to y'all. I had no idea. But without further ado, let's get into the breakdown. So if you are new here, I'm Erica Vane and I post new All American videos every day, sometimes twice a day. You should really join the tribe by hitting subscribe. I currently have over 200 videos on the channel centered around All American. We're right now working our way back through the beginning of season 1. However, I have over 200 videos that are surrounded around season 3 and all that has happened with that. So if you're looking for a little guide, something to enjoy along while you go and watch All American for the first time, if you were missing it and catching up on Netflix, or if you're rewatching, then I have my full All American playlist link for you in the description box down below, as well as the cards right here. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the series, about the episodes that we're talking about the characters. You can do all that in the comment section down below. But be sure to subscribe and join the tribe because I think that you're really going to love it here. I am bringing you All American content every day and I really enjoy it. All American is one of my favorite shows, and going back through and actually doing the breakdowns for season 1 has been so freaking fun, and I'm really, really excited about it. And I had no idea that I would be so excited about it because I've seen it so many times at this point. If you would like to join me during some rewatches, because we still have a few sessions left in rewatching season 3. I've been rewatching each Saturday night on private Zoom and teleparties with a few amazing subbies, about 20 of us or so that get on, and we literally watch the show together and we chop it up and we talk about it, and it has been absolutely great. I enjoy it so very much. So if you would love to be a part of that, drop down in the description box down below, sign up for the rewatches, and we'll get you that information and maybe you can join. Also, if you missed it, I dropped my Olivia sobriety journey video part 1 because I do have a part 2, a follow-up for that video, and that is a 50-minute video, y'all, where I do a deep dive into Olivia and her sobriety journey. If you've missed it, it is on the channel. The preview is on the channel, and if you would like the full length, almost hour-long video, then you can sign up to be a member of the channel and get access to that in full. Be sure to enjoy. And again, even if you don't join, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because there's so much content here for subbies. You don't have to be a member to get a ton of value from this channel. But getting into episode 5, it is Spencer's birthday. Turn up. This is the episode that's following the infamous Olivia and Spencer in the hot tub scene. And honestly, y'all, this is where I feel like Olivia took a turn for sure. Because Jordan comes in, busts in, tells her, I think Spencer is our brother, gets her thinking in this regard. So now Olivia's being weird. It's Spencer's birthday. Their first interaction after she comes in from her run is kind of awkward, and he feels it. He's just like, oh, something going on. Hey, and she's just like, oh, you're spilling crumbs. These are his corn muffins from his mom for his birthday. He's like, dang, I'm sorry. My bad, whatever. When he comes into the kitchen, he sees Jordan. He's like, yo, something going on with Olivia, and Jordan is being weird. So he also starts to feel like, yo, what is going on? What happened? Like, I know we went a little far last night, but I don't want you to be weird about it. And I don't think that Olivia is registering that's where he's going with it, because she's so preoccupied with, oh my God, is this my brother? Did I almost hook up with my brother? And Spencer has no idea that that's what they're thinking. So he probably went to a place of like, okay, maybe, we went a little too far. Maybe I made her uncomfortable. So let me fall back. And then we see him fall back from the pursuit of Olivia. And I think it's so cute how they use this scene because first it's Jordan and Spencer in the kitchen, and then Laura and Billy come in. They have a little cute moment about, oh, it's Spencer's birthday, because they come to this realization. And I love Laura. Like, one thing that I think has been amazing with Laura specifically throughout this season, Laura from the jump was Team Spencer and was really, really supportive of Billy making the decision to move him into the house, was really, really supportive of Spencer acclimating into the whole Beverly Hills world. Like, she didn't give off any weird, shaky energy at all. She was super solid. Even when her dang on son was being ridiculous and trying to get Spencer up out of there, she has been on his side. In this episode, she really shines in that she throws him this really amazing birthday party, and you get to see a little bit more about like what type of person Laura is by way of what she's doing for other people, specifically Spencer. And then we get a little bit more laid on from the whole Spela camp. Like, honestly, watching Spela's relationship in the first few episodes of season 1, I thought was really, really cool because while, yes, Layla is in a relationship with Asher, she is also cultivating a friendship with Spencer. She's showing up for Spencer. She's being appreciative of Spencer and how Spencer showed up for Asher. And I think she has been a great additional welcome to Beverly Hills. So like Olivia is his initial welcome to Beverly Hills. However, she's removed from the social circles. So with him now acclimating into a fuller social circle, Layla being there to support him and to be his friend and all that, I think helped him really come along as he was getting it together on the field and getting comfortable and allow his teammates to get comfortable with him. All the things just really started to fall in place. And child, they tried it. When you go back and watch it after you've seen it, it's like, oh, this is so cringy. But when we were first watching, I remember when I first watched it, I thought that I was like, oh my God, Billy is Spencer's dad and Grace and Billy are doing something. Because we have this whole beat when Laura calls Grace because she's trying to set up Spencer's party. And Grace thinks it's Billy, like, oh, I was just about to call you. And she's mad familial. And then it's just like, wait, what? And she hurry up and cleans it up really quick, but it's just like, And then when you now go back and watch, it's like, oh, this was never the case. Like, all right, but child, if it's cringy to watch now, but it was definitely a setup then. Speaking of which, I hope that you have watched the episode before you are watching this breakdown because there's nothing but spoilers all throughout my breakdowns. In this episode, we further the conversation around Coop and her sexuality and coming out. We have seen her get basically tossed out of her home because her mother doesn't approve of her sexuality. However, in this episode, the conflict really between her and Patience is that she doesn't necessarily want to go out and be seen, and Patience is like, well, if we're in a relationship, like, let's go out and do stuff, like, let's not just be in the house. And I really, 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 really love the conversations that they have with Coop's character in season 1. I just think, oh my God, I absolutely love season 1 of All American. If you haven't noticed by now, make sure y'all go back and watch my episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 breakdowns because, child, I go in and I let you know all of the things that I really, really love, and one of them is the conversation that they have with Coop's character. Now, yo, we get to the moment when Layla gives Spencer his birthday gift at UCLA on the field. I'm just like, okay, this girl is applying pressure, but like not really. So I know I've had conversations throughout covering this season and in the initial rewatches. So during the first hiatus of season 3, it came up like, oh, Layla was pushing up on Spencer from the beginning. And I honestly feel like she wasn't necessarily really applying pressure. Like when I just said that it was a joke, I feel like she is being her. She's being true to her. She is a young woman with a lot of wealth and a lot of access. And like she says in this moment, like her dad donated the locker room so they get tickets. So like she gives Spencer basically free tickets that she would have had anyway, but she knows he would enjoy. And she brings him into this football field because she knows that this is where he ultimately wants to be. So I think that she's being thoughtful. I think that she's being intentional, but I don't think that she was like really, really applying pressure. And honestly, I feel like in this moment, we see her trying to show up for Spencer the same way that he is showing up for the people that are in her life and in her circle. Because one of the things that you get from Spencer immediately is that he's a really dope, intentional dude. So like even from their very first conversation in the quad where he was able to size her up and tell her about herself without even really knowing her, from that moment she knew that this dude was special, whether they were going to progress into something more or at least be friends. From then, I think that Layla decided that Spencer needed to be in her life, but then also this is what she does for people who, you know, she values and who she wants to be, you know, an important part of her life. And again, I feel like in this moment it was regardless of like romance. And then, you know, of course they shared the stories about their parents, so she has that insight as well. Once he reveals that, oh, his dad plays for the team, she's like, oh, this is even better. Like, you could potentially see your dad. Now, I do not know how Layla and Asher made it as long as they did, but child, they did. And we get a little bit of a Layla and Asher moment in this episode. However, you can definitely tell it's the beginning of the end. Asher is feeling away. Spencer definitely helped him out last episode, but now he is back to being Asher and not as cool as he was last episode. Layla and Asher really struggle with him putting on the front, like him feeling like he has to be something that he's not. He has to have something that he doesn't to be able to impress people. And then I think this is where we really start to get the beats of like, okay, Layla and Spencer might really be destined to happen because all of the things that she's affirming that she needs in a guy or wants in a guy that Asher is not giving, Spencer already has. And I will never, ever give up saying that Olivia Olivia and Jordan are horrible detectives. Their search for figuring out if Spencer is actually their brother leads them to their Grandpa Willie, which, oh, Grandpa Willie, this character, he is so sassy and ridiculous, fun, but a lot, sir. I can't. I mean, I guess it's great if they get to meet their dang on grandfather, but now this whole little mission and ruin Olivia's chances in the moment with Spencer because she's running around acting all weird. One of my favorite scenes in the episode is the scene with them in the pantry. The little Baker family, woo, they are a trip. So GW shows up at Spencer's party, and now it's revealed that Jordan and Olivia invited him, and they get pulled into the pantry by Billy, and then Laura stumbles in, and they have a conversation around, is Spencer their brother, how they actually stumbled upon GW, what they were looking for. And Olivia and Jordan think that they're revealing all of this stuff to Billy and Laura, but we learn right along with them that they know about it. Laura knew that Billy dated Grace. Laura knows about GW and the money and all of that, and it's just like, y'all two little simpletons, I cannot. They literally are giving freaking frag energy, and I just thought that that scene was beautifully done. I love how Billy responds, and you could just see how frustrated he is, and when he says, and he's in my house now, I'm just like, Lord, y'all in trouble. But then the big reveals start to roll when it comes out by way of like Spencer confronting Billy about GW and asking GW to leave, that Billy and Grace actually had a past and nobody else is surprised. Like, it's so much tension at this dang party, but it's such a good episode. And I don't know what GW's issue is. I don't know if he just has a problem with Laura because she's a white woman, but his little jokes were just, sir, you don't get to not be around for all this time and disrespect her because of why? Because you didn't want him to marry a white woman? That's a little trivial. That's a little ridiculous. That's a little bit not your damn business because it's your son's life. So that's it. That's all. Now, for the most part, as we go through the series, just a pop out moment, I do like GW, but I think that him and Billy have a lot of healing that they need to do because, child, they both have very toxic and traumatic tendencies towards each other. And, child, it breaks my heart. When Spencer shows up at this game but his father isn't there, I'm just like, let me find Corey at this point because enough is enough. You are putting this boy through the ringer, and it's so ridiculous. But with Corey not being at the game, no longer being a coach for Eastern Nevada, we do get another moment where we get to see Billy and Spencer connect deeply. Oh my God, that single tear going down Spencer's face, child. That's the only thing. Rewatching some of these scenes where Spencer is just so deeply and emotionally affected takes me out still. And we also get another really sentimental moment when we get to see Jordan and Olivia have a conversation. I think this is one of the realest conversations that they've had in quite a while, where Olivia reveals that she slept with Asher, and you see Jordan jump up and try to be really, really protective of her. This is one of the very few moments very early on in the season that we get to see, or the series, that we get to see them actually being brother and sister and twins and showing up for each other in this way, because Olivia talks about it a little bit as you go on, but her and Jordan are really distant and they aren't operating in the same social circles. They aren't operating in the same space. Like, she had to go to rehab and he didn't, so we don't necessarily know yet what this looks like, but we get the seeds of like, okay, this is disjointed. And I really love the moment when they were sitting at the pool and talking and really being honest with one another, because I felt like, okay, this was the start of something. This is the start of them working their way back to each other. Now, before the end of the episode, we get Billy going to Crenshaw to confront his dad. We get to see Layla's dad for the first time, who pops up with a new young thing on his arm. So now we're like, oh Lord, there's gonna be some mess with that. They seed a lot of stuff. They definitely see a lot of stuff. They give us the rest of the flashback that they gave in the previous episode with Billy showing up at Spencer's game when he was really, really young. So then we learned that it's more to the story with Billy, Grace, and Corey. Even though we know now that, no, Billy isn't Spencer's dad, but he has something to do with his dad not being around. Y'all, they really crushed it with this season. That is my breakdown for episode 5 of season 1 of All American. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below about episode 5. If you're new and you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join the tribe. I'm breaking down all of season 1 currently, and I have all of season 3 already on the channel. I'm posting new All American videos every day, and you're going to want to be a part of the tribe, so go ahead and hit subscribe. It's your girl Erica Vane. I will link to the season 3 playlist for you right here, as well as my season 1 playlist for you right here. And then I'll make a category for Spela videos, because season 1 we are definitely in the Spela era. So if you want to watch all the Spela videos, I will put a playlist for you on the right. Get into it, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next amazing All American video. Bye.